Have you ever been part of a dream team that just completely falls apart? We've all seen it, right? A project that has a brilliant plan, all the right people, every resource you can imagine, and yet it still crashes and burns? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden engine that really powers successful collaboration. And I'll give you a hint, it has almost nothing to do with the project plan. It's such a common question, and it's so frustrating. I mean, get this. In the business world, big strategic alliances have a failure rate somewhere between 50 and 70%. That is staggering. It's literally like flipping a coin on a multi-million-dollar deal. So if the idea is good and the people are smart, what is going on?
And the answer, according to some really fascinating research, is all in the small stuff. It's not about the grand strategy or the complicated tasks. It's about the everyday, moment-to-moment interactions, that social fabric that holds the whole thing together. It's all about the how, not just the what.
To really get this, we need to look at what researchers call work's invisible engine. And this is all about seeing the actual doing of work in a totally new way.
Okay, the lens we're going to use here is called practice theory. Now, don't let the fancy name scare you off. All it really means is that instead of focusing on people's job titles or the company's big, lofty goals, we're going to zoom way in, right down to the nitty-gritty actions, the actual practices that make up our workday.
So here's where it gets really interesting. Our work breaks down into two main types. On one side, you've got integrative practices. These are the big, official, conscious tasks. Running a meeting from an agenda, performing a quality check, filing a report. That's the what we do. But then on the other side, you've got these dispersed practices. And this is the how. It's all the simple, social stuff we do completely unconsciously. The way we talk, the way we listen, the gestures we use. It's the social lubricant that makes everything run smoothly.
And this is something we all do instinctively, all the time. Just think about how a teenager code switches. The way they talk to their friends is completely different from how they talk to their parents or a teacher, right? That's not a formal, planned-out task. It is a deeply ingrained social skill, a dispersed practice, and it's incredibly sophisticated. The exact same thing is happening at work, in every single conversation.
So here's the crucial point. We spend all our time obsessing over the big, integrative tasks, the engine itself, but we completely ignore these dispersed practices. And without that social oil, that powerful engine just grinds to a halt. Okay, so let's zoom way out for a second. Let's go from those tiny micro interactions to the macro level. Huge company-wide business partnerships. You're probably wondering how on earth these two things connect? Stick with me. Let's just put this number back up here again because it's so important. A 50 to 70% failure rate for major partnerships. This is the massive problem we're trying to solve. Companies are just pouring money and resources into ventures that are, statistically, more likely to fail than succeed.
Now, new research suggests the best way to predict if an alliance will succeed isn't just looking at the balance sheet. It's measuring something called the collaborative context, which is basically just a way of saying, what's the quality of the actual relationship between the partners?
And this context can be broken down using a really simple scorecard, the 3 C's. First up is complementarity. Do the partners bring unique skills to the table that the other one needs? Second, commitment. Are both sides really in it for the long haul, ready to share both risks and rewards? And finally, compatibility. Do their cultures, their values, their ways of working actually fit together?
Okay, this is it. This is the moment where it all comes together. We're about to connect that micro-level social oil with the macro-level partnership scorecard.
Right, I know, it sounds like a huge leap. What could the way you say good morning in the hallway possibly have to do with the success of a massive international joint venture? Well, it turns out pretty much everything.
And the connection is actually a clear, direct chain of events. It all starts with those tiny, unconscious social actions, those dispersed practices. When those are strong, we're talking open communication, mutual respect, active listening. They directly build up a high-quality collaborative context. That context is the 3 C's we just talked about, and it's that strong context that ultimately leads to successful, thriving partnerships. It is a straight line from the water cooler chat to the signed contract.
Let's make it even more real. Think about it. That dispersed practice of having clear, respectful, open communication, that's what directly builds compatibility between two teams. And that other dispersed practice of just consistently doing what you say you're going to do, following through on even the smallest promises, that is literally how you build commitment.
These aren't big strategic initiatives. They are the daily habits that build the entire foundation of trust.
Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, this sounds good, but where's the proof? Well, the research shows this connection has a real, tangible impact on something we all use every day: technology. Just look at this table. It tells the entire story. When that collaborative context is low, so low trust, low compatibility, partners use technology for one thing: control. They use digital artifacts like databases or monitoring software mainly to keep an eye on each other. But when that collaborative context is high, they invest in digital platforms, tools like Slack, Teams, or Miro that are built for genuine collaboration, for creating things together. The quality of the relationship literally dictates the tech you use.
And that choice of technology leads to totally different results. In those low-trust partnerships, the best you can hope for is what's called absorptive learning. It's a one-way street where one partner just kind of learns from the other. But in the high-trust partnerships, you get joint learning, a two-way process where both sides create brand new knowledge together. And that, my friends, is where true innovation happens.
So what does this all mean for you, for your team, for your work? Well, it really all boils down to one critical takeaway.
And here it is. If you want to win on the macro level, your biggest projects, your most important partnerships, even adopting new technology, you absolutely must master the micro level. You have to sweat the small stuff, because the success of everything else rests on the quality of that social fabric. Success isn't just forged in some fancy off-site or boardroom meeting. As the researchers put it, it's developed in the mundane everyday praxis, in the nitty-gritty of 1,000 tiny interactions. The health of your whole organization is just the sum of all those small moments.
And so I'll leave you with this final question to think about for your own work. Take a hard look at the digital tools your team uses every single day. Are they actually built for collaboration? Are they designed to help people create things together? Or are they really just there for monitoring, for reporting, for control? The answer to that question will tell you almost everything you need to know about the health of your team's hidden engine.